Hi everyone, my name's Steph and I'm going to be taking you through a stretch series today. We're going to be focusing on our lower body. Please take things at your own pace, and if you need to modify anything, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, we're just going to get straight into these stretches today. Let's do it. So the first one we're going to do is we're up on our left knee and our right foot's in front. So we're going to be stretching through the front of our hip. All I want you to do is up nice and tall through your torso, and then just tuck your tailbone forward slightly. And we're just going to hold this one here for a few deep breaths. So we're breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. You can have your hands wherever suits you. I just like to have one in front and one behind. For me, that kind of keeps me a bit more honest with that tailbone tuck. And then very shortly, we're going to sink forward to deepen that stretch. Last few seconds here. And on your exhale, let's just sink our weight forward so we're getting a deeper stretch through the front of that hip flexor. You can have your hands on your front knee, or if you're feeling really flexible today, you might want to bring your hands down onto the floor. And we're just going to hold it here. Again, take a few nice deep breaths. And of course, you're welcome to modify this as you need to. I also like to kind of wiggle in some of these positions because for me, that feels nice to wiggle and move a little bit. So you might want to try that as well and see if you like it. Last few breaths here, and then we're going to stretch through the back of our leg. 3, 2, and 1. So now let's bring your right shoulder down onto your right knee. Fingertips can be down on the floor or just wherever you're able to hold them. And then think about rocking your weight backwards. So we're stretching the back of our right leg now, and then we just start to rock forward again into that hip flexor stretch. So we're moving between those two positions. You are welcome to lift your toes up on that right foot as you rock back if you want to. If you need to keep your toes down, that's also an option. Depends how flexible you're feeling. And if anyone's not able to touch the floor, you can just do this up nice and high instead. So that is your modification if you need as an option. We'll just go for a few more here. Good. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to sit our bottom all the way down onto the floor with our right leg straight out in front. So I've got my left leg still bent. Stay here if you're able to. If you're not able to, bring your left foot to touch that inner thigh on the other side. Okay, so that's your variation. All we're going to do here is just start to lean our body weight forward towards our right toes, lengthening through the back of the leg. So some people find that this left leg position, how I've got it, is a little bit uncomfortable because we're in internal rotation through that left hip. So it might not be feeling that nice for you. Remember, you have that version that I showed you earlier where you can bend your foot up next to your inside of your thigh. And every time you breathe out, see if you can sink just a little bit lower into the stretch. We're just going to hold this for a little bit longer, and then we're going to do something fancy. Got 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we're going to come up onto our left knee and just face forwards. Right leg will go out to the side, and I'm just going to bring my hands down in front onto the floor. All you need to do here now, we're going to start to rock our weight backwards and then rock the weight forwards again. So nice and gentle, okay? So here we're going to feel a stretch maybe through that inner thigh, so your adductors, maybe even the back of that right leg as well. And if you're someone who's a bit more flexible, you can move your left knee wider out. So then you can see that my legs are further apart from each other. So that's a really great option for you if you wanted to try that as well. And you only sit your hips back as far as you are able to. Good. We'll go here just for a few more. So moving through these stretches is a really nice way to mobilize. You don't have to just hold them completely still. We got 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to do all of that on the other side. Nice and fancy change. Onto our right knee this time, and then left foot up in front. So we're starting with our hip flexor at the beginning. So we're going to tuck the tailbone so that we're up nice and tall through the body. Just to start, we'll hold it here more upright, and then we'll sink our weight forward very shortly. If you do have funny knees, sometimes people like to put towels or pillows underneath their knee on the floor. That can be a really nice option for you if it's not that comfortable. And then on your next exhale, let's see if we can sink our weight forward like we did over on the other side to increase that stretch through the hip flexor. And you're welcome to bring your hands on your front knee, or some of you might have joined me down here on the floor if you'd like to try that option. And then we can just kind of, again, maybe you want to wiggle side to side a little, get a bit of a variation in the stretch. If you need to take breaks at any time, you're welcome to do that, it's not a problem. We've got a few more seconds here. Usually the second side will feel a little bit quicker because we already sort of know what we're doing, so it's a bit faster to get into those stretches. We've got 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring our shoulder down to our knee now, or as close as you can anyways. Fingertips either side of that front foot. Start to lengthen through our front leg, rock our weight backwards, and then we rock forwards again, stretching. So the hip flexor as we go forward, and then the back of the left leg as we rock backwards. Now you might feel differences from leg to leg. One side might feel a little bit tighter in some areas. It's really common. There's nothing wrong with you, just might mean that you need to give that area a little bit more attention and a little bit more love to feel like it's loosening up a bit more. We're just going to go here, another 10 before we sit all the way down. And you've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. We sit our weight all the way down, so now the left leg is just out in front. If you can do that right leg like me, you're welcome to bend that and point the foot back. And then we're just going to lean forward towards our left toes to stretch the back of the leg there. Now remember, you have your variation. I'll show you again on this side with that right foot on the inside of the thigh if you're not feeling super bendy, so that is an alternative. Otherwise, you can try that internal rotation of the hip. And nice deep breaths every time you breathe out. See if you can sink forward just a tiny bit more. Just go to where it feels okay for you today. You don't have to push your stretches to the limit. You just go where you can manage on the day. Depends how warm or cold you are, how your muscles are feeling. Last 5 seconds, and we're going to come up onto our right knee. You've got 3, 2, and 1. So now we're coming up onto our right knee with our left leg out to the side. We're going to bring our hands just in front, okay, and then start to rock your weight backwards and forwards. Hopefully you remember this one from the other side. We didn't do it too long ago, so it should be fresh. Those of you that are maybe feeling a bit more flexible, maybe you want to move your right knee out a little wider, see how you go. And you're welcome to kind of lift your toes up and then toes down if that feels like an option you want to try as well. We just got another little bit here, a few more seconds, and I'm going to give you one final stretch and then we're done. Beautiful, too easy. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Sitting all the way down. To finish off our stretch series for today for the lower body, let's just bring our feet together and then open our knees apart. So we're in this kind of like butterfly position. You might not be able to bring your feet as close towards your body as I am, so you just do what you can. And then we're just going to kind of pull ourselves forward. So using your arms, you can kind of pull on your feet, or if you're really flexible, you can crawl your hands forward. Some people also push their knees down. I'm happy for any of those versions, but I like to lean forward. And try and keep your spine nice and long as you lean forward here. And you'll feel those hips opening up a little bit more through those inner thighs. We're just going to hold here for another 10 seconds. And you've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. So that takes you to the end of our quick little lower body stretch for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.